Hello and welcome to SLE Equipment here in Nashville, Tennessee. Today we're doing the instructional video for this 8.5 by 26 foot long with 12 foot porch concession trailer. It is red with blackout trim. First thing we're going to talk about today is power supply. So as you see here, this trailer is equipped with the generator platform on the extended tongue. Power hookup is here on the front of the trailer. So you'll take your cord, line up your notch, insert, and then it is a twist lock, so you'll twist it to the right and then screw this little collar here down. Get it good and tight there, that way it holds it firmly in place. Alright, so whether you're running off of shore power or generator power, you're going to want to make sure the first thing you do is have your power supply turned off before hooking up your power cord. So for today's purposes, we are running off of our supplied shore power. It is raining out here, so I have that covered up underneath that box right there. But so once you've attached your power cord to the trailer, plug into either your shore power or your generator, then go ahead and turn your power supply on, and you're now supplying power to the trailer. All right. It is a 240 volt system, so just want to make everybody aware. It is a dangerous amount of electricity. Just be careful. Use common sense, please. Again, like I said, it's raining out here today, so I have that covered up. But so the next thing we're going to go over here, you see the 2 propane cages with 100-pound propane tanks here. Those do come empty. We'll go over that here in just a little bit when we go over the gas. Moving on around here, we have the 36 by 36 access panel to the V-nose. Take a look inside here. You see the 30-gallon freshwater tank. Over in the back corner there, you see the water heater, and it's a 6-gallon water heater. And then the electric panel, that black box next to the electric panel there is the inverter. That inverter, while the unit is connected to a power supply, charges the 12 volt batteries there. Here's the power cord that comes supplied with this unit. And then down here on the wall, that's the fuse box for the 12 volt system. So cool thing about this system is if you see a light on next to a fuse, that means that fuse is blown. Alright, so it's just an easy indicator there for your fuses. Alright, coming on around over here, we have the water pump here in this corner. And then let's take a look at these lines right quick. So this back line right here, that's your main supply line coming from the freshwater tank. You can see that valve is in line with the plumbing line. That tells you that this valve is open. All right, these 2 valves here, you can see they are not in line. Both of those are closed. So this line here, this is your blowout line. So if you're doing the winterization process, which we'll send that video out in a separate video, but if you're doing the winterization process or just trying to get, blow out the lines for whatever reason, you'll do that here. And then this line here, this is your drain for the waste tank. So that drains through the floor and out through the bottom of the unit there. So you just open that valve up and it's going to drain out. All right. And one last thing, that handle right there, that is your speed handle for the stabilizer jacks. All right, so next, the stabilizer jacks. You see this one here on the front corner. There is one on every corner of this trailer. So the stabilizer jacks are simply for just that, stabilizing the unit. They're not for leveling the unit. So you'll do that via the tongue jack and the tires, placing blocks or wood underneath to get it leveled out. All right. That speed jack is good for it. Or you can, if you have an impact with a 3/4 inch socket, you can put that on there. That'll run that stabilizer jack down even quicker. All right. Next thing we're going to go over here is the water access panel. So that is here. Simply open this. If you're using the freshwater tank, you'll remove this cap here, insert your hose here, fill the tank. Once done, remove your hose, replace your cap. Simple as that. So right here, this, if you pop that little cover off, this is your pressurized system. So with the pressurized system, it's the same attachment as a common garden hose. You can see it does have a little filter screen on it. If you hook up to the pressurized system, you bypass the freshwater tank and it supplies water directly to the water pump and the water heater and then to your faucets, all right? Put that back on there, we'll close this up, and I will put this key around the faucet inside on the sinks inside the trailer there, okay? Take a quick look down the side of the unit here. All right, next thing you're gonna see here is the waste tank drain. So you have two options here with this one. You can unscrew this, and this again takes a common garden hose attachment, or you can unscrew this bigger cap. That's a 3-inch hose. You can get that in any RV supply store. Once you've attached the hose to this, come over here, open up your drain valve just by pulling that handle out. Allow that to drain. Once the system has drained, close that off, replace your cap, and you're done there. And that waste tank is a 50-gallon waste tank mounted underneath the unit there. So any contents that go down the drain will be inside that waste tank until you drain it out, all right? So next thing we're gonna look at here, shut this rail door here. Here we have the two 7,000-pound axles with mag wheels. So quick note on these, in behind this cap where it says Taskmaster here, there is a grease fitting there. So, and you'll have that on each wheel. So 4 wheels, 4 grease fittings on the unit. Once every 10,000 miles or 1 year, whichever comes first, you'll need to pop that cap off, take your grease gun, connect to the grease fitting. English is hard sometimes. Connect to the grease fitting and properly grease the hubs and bearings in there. That way you keep those in good, proper working order, okay? All right, take a quick look at the ports on this thing. Again, it is a 12-foot porch. You can see the 3 lights, LED lights on the porch there. On the back of this unit, it comes with 2 speakers, one on either side of the concession door there. There is an entry door here. And then come on around the back, from the back side, this back rail does come off. I'll show you that here in a second. You see the 2 exterior LED lights there on the top, shining down. Back rail holds the license plate holder as well. So this latch here, this one here, 2 more on the other side just like it. Simply open those up and you can take that railing off there, okay? There's also 4 D-rings on the porch of the trailer here, 1 there, 1 in each corner up front, and then 1 over here on the opposite corner. And then we also have the gas outlet here on the back of the porch. It is closed off right now. Once you hook an appliance up to this, you just open this gas valve by flipping that up. Again, in line means it's open, not in line means it's closed. All right, here we have the 14-foot awning, 16-foot awning on the side of the trailer. I would open it up, however it is raining and there's some wind, so I don't want to risk tearing it up. I did send the owner of this unit a picture, that way they could see the awning open. And if we get a little better weather here in the next few minutes before we're done, I will open that up. There you can see a speaker on the outside underneath the awning. All right. And then next we have the 6-foot concession window. See that there? Concession light, LED concession lights on either side with a flip-up counter. And these are horizontal windows. So with this flip-up counter, to lower it, all you're gonna do is simply come here, depress 1 latch, kind of let your arm rest against this. Don't push up though. Depress the 2nd latch and lower down and drop a whole bunch of water on you if it's been raining like it has here. But that's what raincoats are made for. All right. With the gas, we want to make sure that we're following proper procedures, since this is the most dangerous aspect of the unit here. All right, so first step, we're going to come to your tank. You're going to turn your tank on by turning this valve, and you're going to turn it all the way, okay? All the way until it's open. So go ahead and open that all the way up. When you do that, I'll show you on this one. This regulator goes to this tank. This back regulator goes to the tank on the left. But so when you open this valve all the way up, you're going to kind of want to listen right here. You see it says vent on there. So kind of listen to make sure that you don't hear any hissing sound there, and you don't smell an abnormal amount of gas right here. If you do, either one of those, that's a good indication you've got an issue with your regulator. You'll want to have that checked out by your local gas company, okay? But we've turned it on, nothing there. Next step is to go here, turn our gas valve on. So when you turn this on, you'll hear an initial whoosh of gas going through the line. When you hear that, that should be all you hear. If you hear gas continuously flowing through there, turn this back off, shut your gas valve back off, contact your local gas company, have them come out and service the unit. All right. One reason for that, if you hear the continuous flow of gas, that means you have something open somewhere. So really the first thing you want to do is go back inside, make sure that you have all your appliances in the off position on their knobs. And I should have mentioned that. Do that when you go in to turn on your hood. Check all your appliances, make sure all the knobs are in off position. It is possible to bump one while you're checking another one, so you may accidentally turn one on that you've already turned off or checked and you knew was off, right? So if you hear that continuous flow, go back in, check your appliance knobs. If all those are in the off position, then you're going to want to contact your local gas company. If not, come back out here, open that valve back up. If you don't hear that continuous flow, you're good. If you do, turn it back off, contact your gas company. So another thing that could be causing the continuous flow is if you look under here, you see the gas lines do run underneath the unit. Because of that, there is the potential that when the trailer is in transit, debris, rocks, wood, chunks of rubber, whatever could kick up off the road, hit one of those gas lines and cause a rupture in it. So again, dangerous unit with the gas. You just want to make sure you're being safe, okay? For our purposes, as I said earlier, these tanks do come empty. And for our purposes today, we are running off of our supplied gas here, all right? So, just in time, as the rain kicks up even harder, we're ready to go back inside the unit and fire up the gas. All right. It is pouring out there. All right, so once we come inside the unit, a couple of things real quick. So here you have the 36-inch Royal griddle and the 4-burner Royal oven. So with these, the burners on top of the oven burner and the griddle burner are all free-flowing burners. So once you light those, or once you turn the gas on, gas is coming out of the pilot lights. You don't have to turn anything on or off for those. You're just going to simply light those. So with these burners, the easy way of doing that, take a barbecue stick lighter right here, light that, and you're just going to do that at all 4 places. It's always at the back of the burner. All right, and I have all these pre-lit and working. Now we're going to go through and show you the burners working. That one. There's that one. Number 3 and number 4. All right. Now with the griddle over here, these, so right below each of your knobs, really these two kind of run into the center here on these 2 knobs. You're going to see these gas lines here. All right, so those are your gas lines. You just follow those back And right up underneath there, right up underneath there, that's where your pilot lights are. Just reach your stick glider in there and light those. You can see that flame is on. You can see that flame is on. And then your third one is over here. And you can see that pilot light is on. Alright. And again, you're just going to reach up there with your stick lighter, light that. Once it's lit, then you'll be able to turn on your burners. Try to demonstrate that here for you. See if we can see. There he goes. Alright. See, that one works. We'll go back to the center one here. There's that one. And this end one. There it goes. Alright. So, now, right here in this little cutout here, kind of hard to see, but there you go. There are a couple of screws in there. And the camera's not really wanting to focus, but right inside here, there's a screw on either side here. That's your pilot light adjustment for your right burner and your center burner. And then right here inside this one is the screw that is the pilot light adjustment for the left burner here on the griddle, okay? And this griddle is sitting on a 30 by 36 equipment stand. It's a stainless steel top with a galvanized shelf underneath it. Alright. And we come over here to the fryer. This is the Royal 50-pound fryer. Look at that. Comes with 2 baskets. So if you open up your door here, look right down here in the bottom. Here you see the on, off, and pilot selectors button. So if you turn this from the off position to pilot, to light this, once you get it to the pilot, you're going to push this in and hold. You're going to probably have to hold this first time 30 seconds to a minute. While you're holding that, then you're going to reach up here with your barbecue stick lighter and you're going to light that pilot light, okay? And like I said, it could take a minute or so for it to finally light, but once it lights and stays, you're going to continue to hold the pilot button in once you've lit that. And then I usually count to about 15. Once I hit 15, slowly depress or slowly let off of the pilot button. And as long as that pilot light stays lit, then you're going to turn your knob back to the on position. And I should have told you this, there's a little red dot dot right there. So you want that lined up with pilot, the L on pilot, or on, or if you're turning it off, you want that lined up with off, okay? And then we'll demonstrate. There you go, you can see the flames on it. It is working. Alright. Very cool. Alright. Next up, let's talk about this hood. So the exhaust hood here. This is, I believe, a 7-foot hood. Maybe 8. No, it looks like it's 8. About an 8-foot grease hood here. So with the hood, you see the filters are all in place. So once a week, you're going to want to take those grease filters out and wash them. That is simply done by raising up, tilt the bottom out, lower it down, and to put it back in, sorry, easier to do with 2 hands, but to put it back in, come up, push in the bottom, and then let it sit down. Alright, Now, when you put these grease hoods back in, or grease filters back in, you're going to want to make sure your seams are closed up as tight as possible, okay? That way no larger pieces of debris can get sucked up into there and potentially damage the fan on the exhaust hood. Alright, so again, once a week, pull those filters out, clean them with warm water and soap, Dawn liquid dishwashing detergent works well. Just get those good and clean. And then your grease rail here, you should be able to see a little notch there. So there's another one down on that end. That's going to line up with the notches on the wall here. And you're just going to hang, that comes zip tied to it. Once you take possession of the unit, take that off, take the zip ties off, and just hang that grease rail on there. And then inside behind that piece of paper that says attention, there is a grease cup. That's going to mount right here, okay? So you're going to want to have those in place, that way it catches any grease. The grease cup you'll have to clean more often. That grease rail, you need to clean it once a week with the grease filters, okay? Moving on, here we have the shelf, a 3-foot shelf up above the 30 by 36 table. Actually, I believe that shelf is 42 there, but it's above the 30 by 36 stainless steel top work table with galvanized undershelf. We have another speaker in the corner there, 3-base sink, hand wash station. We'll go over here to the table real quick. This is a 18 by 6-foot table, stainless steel work table with galvanized undershelf as well. And then we have a 6-foot shelf above the concession window as well. Alright. Also have the shelf inside the V-nose up top. Two outlets and GFI outlets in the V-nose. And then here is the stereo in this unit. It's a Sony stereo player, Rockwell amp. It does come with a microphone. Call out orders, whatever. So with this stereo, this SRC button right here, you push and hold that. That turns the unit off. Push it in, it turns the unit on. And then you can use Bluetooth. Go back one here. Volume control. There we go. Pandora, Sirius XM, radio tuner, USB. Auxiliary is your microphone there. And then Bluetooth audio. Alright. Give me a little, hold on. Give you a little sample of the radio playing here. Alright. And I'm going to turn that off for now. So there's the stereo system, you can hear that play. Alright. Next up, let's go around and check these outlets right quick, and then we'll talk about the water. Again, 2 lights, it works. This GFI is in test still, we'll take it out. Oh. It works. There's 2 there. 2 there. There's one here on the right side of the concession window, and then there's another one behind these two. So this first piece of equipment here is the Arctic Air commercial refrigerator. Give you a look at that. You see it is a nice cool 33 degrees. And then this one is the Arctic Air commercial freezer, sitting at a nice -7. Look at that. Alright. And they are plugged into the other outlet that's behind these pieces of equipment here. Alright. So let's go back up here and talk about this water. So with the water, one thing I do want to go over and show you the cold water working limit. So first off, right down here, this little switch here is your water pump switch. So turn that on. You see you get a nice good flow of water there. The cold water side. Now the hot water side. So on the hot water side, before plugging in your water heater, you want to come to this hot water side, turn this on, and let it run until you get a nice consistent flow like you see there. Reason for that, when you have that consistent flow, that tells you that the water heater is full. So you want to make sure that you have a good consistent flow of water coming through the hot water side before you turn that water heater or plug that water heater in. Alright, let's get a water temperature reading here, preferably on Fahrenheit so that we can read it. You may be able to, I cannot. You see it climbing pretty steady there. As long as I can hold it under the water. Looking for 120 here. I may not have it turned up quite high enough on the setting. We know it's working. I'll give it just another minute here to see if I get it. Now remember, it is a 6-gallon water heater, so it's going to run through that 6 gallons fairly quickly and then need to reheat. 119.5, come on, 120. Can I get a 120? Alright. So we got the 119.7. I'm gonna call it 120, but you can adjust that setting all the way up to max, which is above 125. So, and then the cabinets here underneath this, you can see the water heater. You see the light on. That means it's trying to reheat the water. You can see the dial there. I don't quite have it turned all the way up. This just gives you access into the V-nose section. Alright. Now let's go up here. So the red tank there, that is for the fire suppression system. You can see the copper tubing running down and then the pipe running up top here. Runs all along there. And then that line comes back down to the control head. So if you were in the unit and there was a grease fire and you needed to manually set the unit, discharge the unit, you can do so by grabbing the ring here. Much like a fire extinguisher, give a good firm pull, and then flip this handle up to the left, and that will move from set over to fired. At that point, you're going to want to exit the unit. Probably don't want to be in here when that system goes off. Not too long after it, at least. Alright. And you can see the fire suppression lines here aimed correctly at all their appropriate devices there. Alright. So, next up, this unit has 1, 2, 3 interior LED lights, plus the 2 on the hood. It also has a heat and air conditioning unit, as you can see here. So this back switch and the front switch are directional switches. So if you were to close this one off, all the air is going to flow out through the front and allow the, just kind of hitting the nose. With the exhaust hood being right here at the back of this AC unit, that's what I would recommend. However, your unit, you do what you like with it. You can have this open, air blowing out this end and blowing out that end, have one end closed off and air blowing out the other end, whichever you'd like to do. Alright. This back knob here is the hot cold knob, so that can temperature knob. And then this front one here has high heat, low heat, high fan, low fan, high cool, low cool settings on it, and then off settings. So you can just select whichever one you like. Currently it's sitting in low cool. It does well. Alright. This unit has the rubber ATP flooring all throughout. And again, here's the inside look of the screen door. And if you have this, the actual door itself propped open, you can shut this on here so it keeps any bugs from getting in the unit. And just having the screen, letting the screen door be closed there. Alright. On the wall here, these are your 4 light switches. This is for inside the unit. This switch is for the porch. This switch is for the 2 concession lights next to the concession stand, and then this one is for the 2 back LEDs on the back of the unit there. Alright. So real quick, we're going to go over shutdown procedures. So, we've had a successful day. End of the day, we're ready to start cleaning up. When you get to the point where you're ready to turn off your gas, first thing you're going to do, basically like starting your gas up just in reverse order, almost. First thing you're going to do is come and check all your knobs on your appliances. Just make sure that they're all in the off position. Alright? Off, off. Oven is off, off, off. Come to your fryer. That is off. Now, with the fryer having a manual pilot button, you are going to have to come here, turn this all the way over to pilot. Once you get the pilot, push in, and then turn it again until it's in the off position and you see off lined up with the red dot there. Okay? Now, once you've done that, you know you verify that all your appliances are turned off. Then you're going to come out, go back outside the unit. Not sure if you can hear the rain or not, but it is pouring right now. Alright, now we're going to come here, we're going to come to our gas, go to the valve here, and just simply flip that down where it is no longer in line, thus turning it off there. And then we're going to come to our tank, and we're going to turn this off. Again, we had it all the way open, so we're going to close it all the way. Make sure that's good and tight. And now we're ready to go back inside the unit, and we're simply just going to verify that all of our pilot lights go out. Sorry for tracking all the water in. Alright, you can see that pilot light is still on. It is dimmed quite a bit, and it will slowly work its way out as it burns off the remaining gas that's inside the lines. So we're going to give that a minute. While that's working, we're going to talk about the rest of the shutdown procedure. So, as we wait for the gas to burn out here, other things you want to look at and make sure of, at the end of the day, I like to tell everybody, go ahead and form the habit. At the end of the day, once you're done with your sinks, you're not going to be using the water anymore. Go into the Vinos, unplug your water heater, and just make that a habit. That way, every time when you're getting the unit up and going for the day, you're coming here and you're checking, you're making sure you have that good, consistent, steady flow of water, like you see there. And you'll know it'll spit and sputter if it has air in the lines. It'll spit and sputter until it gets all the air out and it's been replaced by water. So, but just make that habit. That way you don't risk damaging that water heater. Check, make sure you have that consistent flow before you plug that water heater in. Because if the water heater's not full, then you risk burning up the element in there, incurring expenses that could be avoided. All right, so just food for thought there. Oh, and down here, these are the ABC and Class K fire extinguishers that come as part of the fire suppression package. The Class K extinguisher is required in every commercial kitchen, so we supply that along with an ABC extinguisher. And I will put those inside the sink there before the unit ships out. And then, as I said, here's that key going over the faucet. And that's your water access panel key. It will be hanging there. I will put all of these manuals and the remote. I didn't show this. This is the remote to the stereo system. So you can run it off with the remote. You don't have to come over to the actual stereo itself. But I will put all these manuals inside the hand wash station there before the unit ships out. Weather is not going to cooperate for me to run this awning out. However, I'll tell you what, I'll run it out just a little bit. Like that, just to show you that working. You can see that awning unit going out. So I'll run that back in. I don't want to risk damaging it. Get a little bit of a look at some of our shop there while we're doing this. Alright. So let's check on these gas lines. Our pilot lights. As you can see, that light is out. And we're just verifying that all of our pilot lights have gone out. That one is out. Come down here under the griddle. That light is out. Back over here a little bit. That one is out, and then that one is out. All right, now that we know all of our gas is shut off to the unit, we're 100% confident in that. We have all of our knobs turned off. We've turned off the gas on the front of the unit. Now you can come here and you can turn off your exhaust hood if you'd like. And again, you see those lights did go out with the exhaust unit being turned off. All right. So, other than that, cleaning up, just routine cleanup, things of that nature for the shutdown. Make sure before you transport the unit anywhere that anything inside the unit is strapped down or secured. That way it's not banging around inside anything. This comes with the fryers. Now that that's off, I can set that back inside there. So I can make sure that it's not too hot. All right. So one last thing I want to touch on today. Right here next to the door, you see the sign here. So this has some general safety and maintenance tips on it, startup procedures, shutdown procedures, and things to check before transit. So I suggest giving that a good read over. If there's anything you can't remember that was discussed in this video, you'll have a copy of this video. You can always refer back to that, or you can look on the wall right there. That's going to go over starting up and shutting down the gas, things of that sort. Things you want to check before transit: just make sure that your lug nuts are tight, proper tires are properly inflated, and that you have everything secured inside the unit. All right. Make sure you store your power cord away before transporting the unit. You're disconnected from your generator or shore power before transporting. You don't have any roof vents on this one, and make sure that your stabilization jacks are all in the upright position. All right, so that'll do it for this video today. Hope you're happy with the unit, and we thank you for choosing SLE for your trailer needs. Have a great day.